Have you ever heard the saying, do something that scares you? Well, this is exactly that for me, because I am terrified of making this video, and I've held it off for a very, very long time because I'm afraid of the backlash that I will get from WWE fans if this video gets any sort of views. Now, with that being said, regardless of how I feel and regardless of my fear, I've finally decided to make this video after literal months of pushing it to the side. So in this video, we are going to talk about why people think that us WWE fans are weird. And first, I want to give a disclaimer. I am also a WWE fan. I watch the WWE. Granted, there are points in time where I think it could get boring and I think the story's getting stale. And in those moments, I do not enjoy it. But nevertheless, I'm also a fan. So I'm not just making this video coming at you for what people think about you. Like, this is things they think about us. So I'm bunched into that, right? So usually when you tell somebody, right, that you're a fan of WWE, they think you're weird. And what is the first thing that people say to you when you tell them that you watch WWE? They tell you, you know it's fake, right? And my answer to, you know it's fake, right, is usually always the same thing. It's like, yeah, it's scripted. You know what I'm saying? Like the stunts they do, the flips and all this and all of that is not fake, but it's scripted, it's predetermined. But nevertheless, regardless if they use the word fake or not, right? The point is that I also tell them that you know everything else that you watch is quote unquote fake too, or scripted too, right? Do you know that if you go to see the Superman movie, that the actor that's playing Superman doesn't really have superpowers? Do you know Spider-Man doesn't really exist? You get what I'm saying? If you watch Power and you like Ghost and Tommy and all these people, do you know the actors that play those characters are not actually Ghost and Tommy? Like, do you know that when you watch products yourself, you suspend your disbelief so you could put yourself into that world and enjoy the product? And nobody looks down on you for it. You don't go to the movies and people tell you, hey, you know all of this is fake, right? Well, yeah, we all know that this is scripted. Actually, all of us know that. That doesn't make us treat people any more weird for the fact that they like something that is scripted. So I've never really understood it. I've never really understood, how are you gonna come at us for watching something that you're saying is fake and scripted when everything that you consume for the most part is fake and scripted, even reality TV to a certain degree, right? So for a while I sat with that and I'm like, I don't get these people. Like, I don't get how they could think we're weird, because all it is a different form of entertainment, and they don't like, they're acting like we're doing something wrong. But with the release of WWE Unreal, and when they announced WWE Unreal, and if you don't know what that is, it's like a behind the scenes documentary that basically breaks kayfabe and tells us, like, you know, some of the script writing process, like them discussion was going on behind the scenes with matches, who's gonna win, them talking about finishes, all of that, right? And keep kayfabe in mind, because this is what's gonna be important in this video. That's what WWE Unreal is. When that show was announced, I noticed that a lot of fans were very, very upset with the release of this show, because everybody was like, WWE is breaking kayfabe. Now, for me personally, this is where me and the other WWE fans divide, because I don't care that WWE is breaking kayfabe, and we're gonna get into that. But the point is, a lot of people are upset about kayfabe being broken. And I'm like, okay, like, why does it matter? Because they're like, oh, they're out of character. Why are they doing this? Why are they acknowledging that Cody Rhodes and The Rock are actually cool? Why are they telling us that they got a drink together, this and that, whatever? And I'm like, well, we all know that it's scripted, right? We already know this. Like, it doesn't bother me to know that when they're not doing the show, that, you know, they're talking like regular people. And I think this is the main reason that people think we're weird, right? It's not that, oh, we watch something scripted. It's the fact that fans feel so strongly that what is scripted we need to pretend that it's real. Like, we need to pretend that Cody Rhodes actually has beef with Dwayne Johnson. And I think that's where people start to think we're weird. And I think WWE is smart And fans don't realize how smart they are, because WWE realizes, people look down on us because of kayfabe. People look down on us because we don't acknowledge that, yes, this is scripted, and that's okay to acknowledge it. But as long as we acknowledge it, we could still create the same exact sort of entertainment. And WWE is taking that step so they could go more worldwide and get a bigger audience and everything like that. And the hardcore fans are getting mad about it, right? Now, before you lose your shit and like come at me for like talking about they think we're weird because we want kayfabe, blah, 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 whatever. Like, I just need you to really listen to it. What does it actually matter or do if WWE tells us about the script writing process? So in the defense that I use to people when they're talking about, you know, do I know if wrestling's fake, right? I said I use the defense of, well, you know, movies are fake. You know, Spider-Man isn't real, this and that, whatever, right? The difference between WWE and TV shows and movies and stuff like that is the actors come out and do promo and interviews and stuff, right? As themselves, like as the actor. Like Tobey Maguire or Tom Holland, whoever plays Spider-Man, when they do interviews, they don't come out as Peter Parker. They come out as Tobey Maguire or Tom Holland or Andrew Garfield. They come out as themselves and talk about the process that it took to create the film. And nobody gives them backlash. Like, no, you're supposed to do an interview as Peter Parker. You're supposed to do an interview as Spider-Man. You're supposed to act like you're really in love with Mary Jane, right? Even though technically in Tom Holland's case he is, but Tobey Maguire is different, right? But nobody comes at them like that. But the WWE fans, let them come out into the real world and acknowledge that they have lives that are different than the characters that they, you know, that they act as and pretend to be on screen. You let them do that. You let them talk about the writing process and take us behind the scenes, which movies do that too. Movies let us see behind the scenes and stuff like that. We don't get mad at movies for showing that. So why are we getting mad when, you know, WWE is showing us that? And that's the real thing that makes people think that we're odd. That's why when people talk to us, the first thing they say, in my opinion, the first thing they say is, hey, you know it's fake, right? Because people that love kayfabe literally are disgusted by the idea of acknowledging the behind the scenes. Like, they actually hate it. They actually think you're disrespecting the business. Well, if you're gonna act like that, that's why when people meet us, they're like, you know it's fake, because they see it in us that when we talk about it, we talk about it in a way like these are the actual people. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't talk about it in a way in which is full acknowledgement of it being scripted. And I know we have conversations, sure, in YouTube videos that is scripted, but we're not evolved to the point where everybody could just be like, yeah, I'm fine with seeing behind the scenes. Like, it don't matter. And you should be, because it does nothing. It does nothing to you. It literally does nothing to you. All it does is give us more information about the business. People are mad because it's breaking their illusions, but that's like acting like, you know, in Avengers Endgame and Infinity War, we're mad that they, you know, gave us behind the scenes and broke the illusion and told us about, you know, the process that went into making the film. It makes no sense to me. It is completely fine for WWE to break kayfabe. Like, sure, have kayfabe when you're in the show. You get what I'm saying? When we're actually in the show or doing things that are meant for the show, even in the shows, press conferences, whatever you want to do. But like, if they're developing shows that are intentionally meant to show us what is real, like, that's fine. And I think that the backlash that is getting for pulling back the curtain is the reason why a lot of people think we're weird. And I'm gonna tell you this, it actually does help you get more fans. I got my girlfriend into WWE not by trying to act like kayfabe is the way to go, but by acknowledging, hey, this guy is Roman Reigns. That's the character he plays, but his name is Joanna. You know what I'm saying? Like, and telling her about his real life stories and this and that, and talking to her about the fact that, yeah, this is scripted. Oh, that was botched, whatever, right? She likes, you know, actually discussing it in that way. And much like me, She is fine with them revealing behind the scenes stuff. Actually, when Bianca Belair and Montez Ford had their show that they were gonna do, or that they did do, right? She was pretty disappointed that the show didn't seem to pull back the curtain for real. Like, it didn't pull it back enough. It seemed like it was still kind of kayfabe, just Bianca Belair, like, I don't know if I'm gonna win my match and stuff like that. Like, you know if you're gonna win your match or not, right? We want to see stuff like, I found out that I was gonna lose and how did I feel that, you know, finding out that I wasn't set to win the match, like stuff like that. My girlfriend, as somebody who didn't like wrestling, has gotten to enjoy it more, and she enjoys it more through finding out the behind the scenes information. And that's what they're trying to do. I get the WWE fans don't like things to change and they want it to be the way that, you know, that they've always known it to be, which is kayfabe is everywhere. But the reality is all companies are gonna want to grow, and doing this helps the company grow. So I'm not a person that is protesting WWE Unreal or anything like that. I'm somebody that completely understands why the company is doing that, and the backlash that they're getting for doing that from fans is the exact reason that people treat us like we're odd, because I don't know, it seems like we can't grow up enough to just acknowledge like, hey, yeah, scripted, just like the movies you watch. Interviews are okay, behind the scenes are okay, all of it's okay. Why do we have to make them be characters when they're not at work? You know what I'm saying? Why do we have to make sure we never get behind the scenes? Like, it literally does nothing but, I don't know, makes you feel good, I guess. I don't know. I really don't fully understand it. But that's why people think that us as WWE fans are weird, which I'm gonna get bunched in with y'all, because once I say I like WWE, they see us all as that. But me personally, I'm fine with acknowledging behind the scenes and everything else. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. I know people, if anybody sees this, you know, people are gonna come at me in the comment section. So be it. Be respectful when you talk to me. Let's have a respectful conversation. If you're getting mad disrespectful, I might not respond, or I might delete the comment. Who knows? Like, I just need to protect my mental peace at this point. But overcame my fear, made this video, did what I had to do. Have a good one, y'all.